Ken Miller calling post. LeBron, two questions. The first one on the defensive play that you made on Oladipo to get you the possession to get the game-winning shot. Did you think that that was a clean block or goaltend? And then your thoughts on that game-winning shot, how that evolved.
Um, I definitely thought it was a goaltend. Of course, I didn't think it was a goaltend, man. I just, I mean, I'm trying to make plays like that all the time, and I mean, he made a heck of a move, got me leaning right, and he went left, and I just tried to use my recovery speed and get back up there, make a play at the ball, and I was able to make a play, and then um, I don't know, just trust it. Trust what I've always worked on, and being as a kid, you always have those 3, 2, 1 moments. When you're a kid, and being able to have one of those moments, and that's what it kind of felt like. It just felt like I was a kid all over again, just playing basketball in my house, and I would makeshift hoops and my socks as a basketball, and making the noise. So that's what it felt like.
Dave McMenamin, ESPN. I know sometimes you want this to be done by us when these type of questions are asked, but where do you rank that game winner in amongst the other ones you've had in your playoff career?
I don't know. I don't know. I already said it. I'm gonna let you guys do the ranking or where that fits in, my playoff performances. But I don't know. I mean, it's giving us the lead in a playoff series, and I think we played some really good basketball tonight, and for me to be able to make that shot and for us to take the lead in the series, that's what's most important.
LeBron, Chris Fedor, Cleveland.com. The game winner tonight, did it remind you at all of the one that you had against Orlando in your first tenure here?
It didn't remind me until a lot of the people in the locker rooms kind of who was around that time kind of brought that up, and I mean, the difference, it was on a different side of the floor. The inbounds pass on a different side of the floor, and I also didn't have a chance to put the ball on the floor. But it ended up being pretty much in the same spot, kind of like in the middle of the floor. But I think it has some similarities.
Joe Varden, Cleveland.com. LeBron, you had a monster third quarter. He had 15 and running all over the place. You got 4 minutes off in the second quarter. Do you think that played a role in you being able to kind of push the tempo, dictate the pace the way you did in the third?
I think the best thing about the third quarter is we got stops. I mean, we held them to 17 points, and a lot of them came from the free throw line that they had, and just try to change some way, just change the way we've been playing in the third quarter, and obviously that's been one of our best third quarters all year. So, just trying to put pressure on their defense, get into the lane, make my free throws, and find my guys as well.
And then before the series started, you drew quite a chuckle by comparing this coming playoff run to the Hunger Games. Where are you guys right now in the Hunger Games?
Well, we just got to continue to find hiding places, and make sure we stay out of the way. People might be ganging up on us, so we got to just figure out how we can stay alive. And tonight was another opportunity for that. Hopefully tonight we can get some sponsors to send us something down from from the hierarchy, send us some food or some. I'll take some rest. Send me down some rest, and we get back out there on Friday.
Jeff Shadell, News Herald. LeBron, can you talk about the way your other teammates play defense, especially JR on Oladipo?
JR was fantastic. He's been fantastic the last 2 games defensively. Just trying to make Oladipo, just try to fill him out on the floor, make it tough on him. I mean, Oladipo's an all-star for a reason, and put so much pressure on your defense. And so for JR to take the challenge, and we just try to be his eyes and ears behind him, because when you play him on the ball, sometimes you don't know what's going on behind you. A lot of the times you don't know what's going behind you, and that's where the communication has to be at all-time high. And we just try to make it where, like we're saying, we could be his rear view. And but he's been great the last. He's been great in the series period defensively. And I told him after the game, listen, every shot that you took tonight, listen, I felt like they were going in, and he had some really, really good looks, but he never let that get into interfere with the defensive side, and he was great.
Down front, Marla.
Marla Ridenour, Akron Beacon Journal. With a shot like that at the end, is there any momentum or anything you can take from that going forward?
No, it gives us a lead in the series. It's one game. We talk about it tonight. It's going to probably be talked about tomorrow, but Friday is back. It's Game 6, and we got to figure out a way to play a complete 4-quarter game, and it's going to be tough in that building. It's a hostile environment, and we look forward to the challenge though.
One more quick thing. You haven't really had many celebrations like that with this team. What was that like?
No, I had one, when we played Minnesota in the regular season. I was able to hit a walk-off there and, find my guy once again, Jetty. That's my guy. That's my rook, and he's. I found my guy once again, and, deja vu all over again.
Steve Ashburn, NBA.com. You repeatedly and all night long attacked the rim directly, and I'm wondering how much energy did those rushes to the rim require of you, and what did you make of their attempts to either take that away from you or not take that away from you?
I just try to read the game, and I felt like I had some space, especially in that third quarter, to kind of get into the lane. They kind of switched up their defense a little bit on me in the third quarter, and I started to see some seams, some cracks that I can kind of infiltrate and make moves and just put pressure on their defense, and I was able to do that. Then they kind of switched up their defense again in the fourth quarter, did not allow me to have as many lanes as I had in the third quarter. So, it's just a chess game. It's a chess game, throughout, 4 quarters, and with their coaching staff and our coaching staff and their players and our players. So, I'm always just trying to figure out ways I can, just try to stay, above the curve.
LeBron, Hayden Grove, Cleveland.com. Kind of bear with me here. You were 15 of 15 from the line. Have you ever had a performance like that where you hit that many free throws, and were you in some kind of rhythm that allowed you to get there? Just take me through the 15 for 15 from the line.
I am in a pretty good rhythm, with my free throws right now, and I kind of just went back and watched some film on, some of my previous free throw routines when I was shooting the ball extremely high. Kind of went all the way back to Miami days when I was shooting the ball extremely well at one point, throughout the playoffs. So I don't know. I sometimes throughout the whole season, that's the one thing that I kind of tinker with throughout the whole season, And but I found a rhythm. I found a comfort zone, and it's here to stay for now.
LeBron, considering the circumstances being tied 2-2 and your starting point guard misses another game, what kind of lift did Jose Calderon give you guys?
He's given us a lift all year. When his number's been called, he's just been ready. It's just the professionalism that he has and he brings to the table. So, as much as we hate that G Hill hasn't been able to play the last couple of games, we know we have a safety net in Jose who's ready to go. Because he's been put in this position a lot this year. All the way from the beginning of the season. He was kind of our third point guard, to start the season, and he ended up starting a lot of games for us and playing a lot of big minutes. So he just keeps himself ready, and it's a luxury to have him. Appreciate it.